Almost. Hello?
Hello, Sydney. Remember me?
What do you want?
I want you. It's showtime.
Then why don't you show your face, you fucking coward?
My pleasure.
Hey guys, MTG here. Want to bring you another deck tech. This will be nice, short, and sweet. Something budget, really budget, is so you can just take it to F&M and have fun. We're going to focus this time on a mono black build. This deck runs 19 creatures. In our 1-drop slot, we have 4 Blood-Soaked Champions. He can't be blocked, so we definitely want to play him on turn 1. He's a 2/1, and he has another nice little ability when you have extra mana. It's called Raid. For 1 in a black, you can return Blood-Soaked Champion from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability only if you attacked with a creature this turn. Next up, we have Caffeinated Healer. For 1 in a black, it's a Vampire Cleric ally, 1/2, with an ability called Rally. Whenever a Caffeinated Healer or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. You'll see why this is very relevant later. Next, we have Zulaport Cutthroat. For 1 in a black, also another ally, a 1/1, but his ability is whenever Zulaport Cutthroat or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. As you can see, there's one way to win the game, and you can do it through life drain. But there is another way, which I'll get to in a bit. For our last set of creatures, we're going to be running 2 Merciless Executioners, and what he does is for 2 in a black, you get a 3/1 Orc Warrior, that whenever it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. Also paired with him, we're going to be running 2 Fleshbag Marauders, also for 2 in a black, with the same effects. As you'll see, these are more like pseudo-removal spells. In our 4-drop slot, we're running 3 of Smoldering Abomination, which is pretty awesome because it's flying, for 1. 2, it's a 4/3 body in the air. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you sacrifice a creature. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, you draw a card. In this deck, we're running 2 different types of artifacts. We're running a full playset of Altar of the Brood. For 1 generic mana, you get an artifact. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. This includes land. Those are permanents. As soon as they hit the battlefield, your opponent has to mill 1. We are running 3 copies of Captain's Claws. For 2 generic mana, you get an artifact equipment that reads, equip the creature gets +1/+0, which we really don't care about. But we care about the second ability. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put a 1/1 white cleric ally. Ally is a big word right there. I hope you can see where this is all going. By continuing, you put a 1/1 white core ally creature token onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. And the equip cost is only for 1. So you pretty much equip this to Blood-Soaked Champion, attack, get ally raid triggers from Caffeinated Healer. They lose 1, you gain 1. And then if they block the Blood-Soaked Champion, because they don't want to take 3 damage, it dies. And if you have Zulaport Cutthroat out, they lose 1, you gain 1. You raid him back in, they have to mill 1 card. And if he had the Captain's Claws, obviously the token that came in also had them mill. And now you have a token to sacrifice to your Smoldering Abomination. As you can see, things can get pretty ridiculous pretty quickly. One of the other things you want to do in the deck is make sure you keep your opponent's board nice and clean. So we're running 2 copies of Ultimate Price. For 1 in a black, it's an instant, you destroy target monocolor creature. We're also running Murderous Cut for 4 in a black, which we're never going to be paying that way because we'll be delving away stuff in our graveyard. You get an instant, destroy target creature, which is way better than monocolored creature in case you have to take care of siege rhinos. And then we have Altar's Reap. For 1 in a black, instant, as an additional cost, you sacrifice a creature and draw 2 cards. And the main reason why you want to keep your opponent's board nice and clean. So, for 4 and a black, you have this card here called, what do you call this card right here? Necromantic Summons. It's a sorcery. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So, a lot of people really get confused when they see this card, because it's anybody's graveyard, obviously, that's playing the match. That you can snag a creature and put it onto the battlefield under your control. It also has Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional 2+1/+1 counters on it. So there's been times where I've stolen a Siege Rhino from somebody's graveyard, and they lose 3 and I gain 3, and all the other stuff that's going on my board is happening at the same time as well. So nice little hidden gem to be on the lookout for. We're running Obnixilis Reignited. For 3 and 2 black, he's just here as a filler, only a singleton copy in the deck, but it's always nice to have a surprise planeswalker pop in out of nowhere. And then we're running 23 basic swamps. And that's the deck. Let me know what you guys think. It's super budget, easy to build. It only costs $30 to pick up all these cards. And put it in the comments below if you build it and you test it out at FNM. Obviously, this deck is going to rotate out when Shadows over Innistrad comes out, but hey, why not have some fun in case you couldn't get into the standard and you like mono black? Well, this is Doc MTG. Until next time, guys, peace.